Welcome back to CBS Sports HQ Football Happy Hour. Monday Night Football wagering preview time. Jeremy St. Louis alongside Brady, Quinn, and Danny Kanell. We were just talking in the break about how much of a damp squib this game is tonight. Pittsburgh, Indianapolis. You're excited.
I'm excited, man. Football's on. You know, the college football season's winding down. We're getting closer to the end of the NFL. I get sad. You know, I'm feeling like we're starting to get towards, closer to the end. And I know, look, I got the college football playoff, the playoffs for the NFL. All that stuff's still out in front of us, but we still have football. Just remember right now,
couple months.
If you don't think this is a good game, remember, all right? Come March, April, we're going to be watching dudes running around in their underwear for the combine. And that's what we're going to be evaluating, okay? Yes. You will miss football then, I promise you.
Storylines for days in this game, too.
That's true.
Yeah, Colts listed as 2.5-point favorites as they take on the Steelers here. And so let's start with some wagering here. Who do you have first touchdown scorer in this one, Brady?
Well, you know me. I've been going chalky a lot lately with the first touchdown score because, look, you get some value there, and some of them actually hit and worked out. So why not go with a guy in Jonathan Taylor who, since Jeff Saturday has taken over as the interim head coach, he's touched the ball 24-plus times per game in those two most recent games. If you go back before that, rushing attempts only around 14, 15 per game, and then total touches probably around 16, 17. So they're clearly trying to get him the ball more, as they should. He's the most talented player on their offense. So I'm going with Jonathan Taylor.
I think it's a good one. I considered that one as well. I went a little bit deeper because you know I'm a sucker. I cannot take those favorites. I got to find a little bit better return. I went with Michael Pittman Jr., one of Matt Ryan's favorite targets. The last couple weeks, he's gotten 6 targets, 5 targets for the yards. The touchdowns haven't been there, but I think that could change tonight, especially given the play-action game, what they could see. Because I think if you're Pittsburgh trying to defend this offense, especially since Jeff Saturday took over, all we've heard about is run game, run game, run game. Well, if you're the Colts, I think you've got to consider a play-action pass over the top. So I took the wide receiver there for an option.
I thought you would have gone with Pat Freiermuth.
I know. That'd be a good option, too.
That would have been there some good money there. All right, so let's get to an anytime touchdown score. I mean, who do you have there, Danny?
So I went with the other side of the ball, Kenny Pickett, one of his favorite receivers, and it's rookie George Pickens, who is, in the preseason we started to hear about him. The last time they were on the national stage, we saw him make a great circus sketch for a touchdown. I think if I'm any quarterback in there, I'm finding an opportunity to give him the chance, especially if this game unfolds the way I think it could, which the Colts are the favorite. I think if they're out ahead, you could see the Steelers having to play catch up somewhat. I think George Pickens is that guy, and you could see him getting an opportunity there to get in the end zone.
I'm right there with you. Look at the last 2 games. He's got a touchdown in each of them. And he's done a rushing. He's done a receiving. So they clearly are trying to get him the football in a variety of ways. In last week's game, it's the second best performance of the season. 4 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown as well. Remember, they moved on from Chase Claypool. We're still kind of seeing how this offense is forming around the wide receiver position with the rookie. And the last thing I'll just say is this. Remember when you were a rookie, you get in there with maybe some other rookie wide receivers?
Yeah.
You typically develop a little better chemistry with those young guys as they're kind of bringing them along to get in. They're bringing you along as well. I think Kenny Pickett and George Pickens have really good chemistry with one another. So we'll continue to see that develop. Tonight's part of it.
Need Pickens to score a touchdown, fantasy-wise, so for me tonight. So I like this one. All right, Brady, your favorite Steelers prop overall?
Let's see, what did I go with? Oh, Kenny Pickett. I'm going with the over in passing yards. I think he's going to have to in this game. Okay. I think if you look at the way these two teams stack up right now, the Colts are the better of the two teams. But the over 212.5 yards, I think is what it is at this point. He's continuing to grow and get better. I do have concerns about the offensive play calling. I've talked about that all year long. That being said, I like the over for Kenny Pickett throwing tonight.
I like the way you're headed because I'm on a similar, front here with Kenny Pickett. I attacked the interception total at just a half. I'm going to go over that one. As a rookie, he's made a lot of mistakes, and that's the learning process. And you get a little bit of freedom as the rookie first-round pick, and you get a little bit loose with the football. I also think the Colts defense is one of that's going to be very opportunistic. They can get those turnovers. I think Kenny Pickett could find himself throwing one tonight, so I'll take the over.
All right, so what about favorite Colts prop bet then, Danny?
Let's see. Who did I go with? I went with Matt Ryan, who I think is going to have some opportunity. Again, we talked about it earlier about how they're trying to run the football. They're trying to run the football. At some point, that does provide some opportunity through the air. So I went Matt Ryan over his passing yardage total. I do think they'll have some success running the football. But Matt Ryan, too, is getting better pass protection as Jonathan Taylor's been running the football more. And he's one of the better quarterbacks exploiting that deep game. So I went over Matt Ryan's passing total.
I'm right there with you. Matt Ryan over 1.5 touchdown passes in this one. Look, at times the Steelers' pass defense has been atrocious this year. So I do think they're going to have to lighten up or loosen up that box a little bit by throwing downfield, pushing the ball downfield. So I think Matt Ryan is going to have a bigger game. I think this is going to be a higher scoring game than at least our friends out west would like to think in this one based on where the over-under is set.
All right, so let's talk about the line. Colts 2.5-point favorites. The total sitting just under 40, 39 the hook. What do you like for a line play on this game?
Yeah, I'm going to lay the 2.5 points. I don't feel overly confident about it just because you're not really sure what to expect out of this team now that Jeff Saturday has taken over as their head coach. But they're 1-1 in that span, and I think he has breathed some new life into it, and there's something to be said for that. So playing at home, I'll lay the 2.5 points here.
I'm with you. I'm laying them too. I don't know about you guys. I find myself rooting for Jeff Saturday. Didn't love the way he got hired, but the criticism has been well documented. I'm kind of rooting for this unlikely story, and we did see them go out, and they did win against the Raiders, and they almost won. They were on the doorstep of beating the Philadelphia Eagles, one of the better teams in the NFL. So I think they are playing with at least their renewed vigor. And, whatever the reason is, if it's Jeff Saturday, probably more likely because Matt Ryan is healthier. They decided to go back to him. And Jonathan Taylor is running the football better. So I like the Colts tonight to get it done.
By the way, a little higher scoring. I think it hits that over. I kept kind of picturing how these two teams square off versus one another. And look, last night's game in prime time. I mean, it would have scored 73 total points, whatever it ended up being. I mean, we're starting to see the scoring ratchet up a little bit. Scoring's been down last season, a little bit this season.
No, you jinxed it.
I'm just telling you how it is. We've seen a lot of unders this year. A lot of averages. It's going to start even out here.
Well, and I hope you didn't jinx it because we were talking about this game being a dud. So
it's going
to be fun. It's going to be fun tonight.
All right, Danny Kanell, Brady Quinn giving us their wagers for tonight's Monday Night Football game between the Colts and the Steelers. And our Monday Night Football coverage on HQ continues for you. Over 2 hours of coverage leading up to kickoff between the Colts and Steelers. Brady and Danny are going to give more analysis. We get betting and DFS previews with Todd Furman and Jamie Eisenberg. And news and updates with our lead insider, Jonathan Jones. It all begins at 6 p.m. Eastern Time here on CBS Sports HQ.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.